Let's take a look at next week. At the markets, Brad, I find it interesting. Last week we said $45,000 was the level to beat. We've gone above that. Where do we see support and resistance? What's the key breakout?
Well, yeah, that was, one thing I just like to throw in here is, Bitcoin was had a really horrible start of the year, January, and then it kind of came back a little bit in February. And then in March, just in the last days of the month, it did actually break even for the year. It sort of clawed back all those losses at right around 47,000. So, just from like an accounting standpoint, that's kind of an interesting level to think about. 47,000 is sort of break even for 2022, which is impressive, in the market, the broader macro market we're in right now, where stocks are down like 6% year to date. So that March really sort of flipped. Stocks have been losing less than Bitcoin this year. They were up earlier this year, but now things have flipped again. And now Bitcoin's winning again in 2022. That is pretty interesting because, I think I've said on this show before, a lot of investors, like really serious institutional investors, are just herd followers. That's all they do is they just chase returns. They'll come out with all kinds of mumbo jumbo on why they're doing this and why they're doing that, but really all they're doing is just chasing returns. And so, that could be a good sign for Bitcoin. These like reinforcing cycles. People see returns going up. They might
kind of like an early indicator for the rest of the markets.
It could be, yeah. It's just like more, fear and greed. But I think so. 47 is a good level to look at. 45, as you said, has kind of been, you're either above that or below that. And the 48,000 is the 200-day moving average right now. So that could be another level above that. Dominic Dantes, our analysts, is looking at 51 as a potential target. On the downside, we're looking at maybe 43 or 45. So we're still, things turning maybe a little less bullish than they were last week, but still kind of, people seeing us kind of in this range right now.
Interesting. Also, next week, very much looking forward to BTC Miami. I'll be there. If you're out there, tweet me up, DM me. Maybe we can meet up. Christie, a lot of announcements are expected. President Nayib Bukele of El Salvador, Jack Mallers made a big announcement last year. What are you looking forward to?
Well, it looks as if we may get another one of those this year. We are seeing that El Salvador President Nayib Bukele, as well as Jack Mallers, have back-to-back announcements happening early on in the program, and we will be there. We will be live tweeting it. Bitcoin will be on the top of everyone's minds for that week. CoinDesk is going to be there covering. There's going to be Robinhood announcements. There's going to be a Peter Thiel keynote. We've got something from Samson Mao, who's going to be making an announcement. BitPay, Cynthia Lummis is going to be having a fireside chat, and we will be covering all of it here on CoinDesk. So I'm super stoked to see. I won't be there, but our crew will be there, and it's going to be quite the event. So really looking forward to see what kind of announcements come out of that. Definitely.
Yep. Looking forward to next week. All right. We're going to wrap it up. But just before we do, it's April Fool's Day. And so I want to trade some of our favorite tweets we've been seeing on Twitter of just like the outlandish news. Christie, this is one that you pointed out to us. Tell me what's going on. My
Lord. Could there be a better Bitcoin April Fool's tweet of a washing machine powered by Bitcoin called Bitwash with Bitmain, and I don't know, maybe you launder your Bitcoin in it. I just thought it was adorable. A nice, easy visual and fun, a really fun tweet to see.
All right. My favorite one was from Vitalik Buterin. He did an epic troll of Bitcoin maximalists. He wrote a whole Medium article on Bitcoin maximalism in defense of Bitcoin maximalism. I'll just read one part of it. It's better to make your protocol, he's referring to Bitcoin, too simple and fail to serve 10 low-value, short attention span gambling applications than it is to make it too complex and fail to serve the central sound money use case that underpins everything else. He concludes, be brave, fight for your values, be a maximalist. Now, reading this, it's really up for interpretation. You could read it and say, oh, Vitalik is just completely messing around. He's just joking, speaking in jest. But I'm sure there are some Bitcoin maxis out there who are just sitting back and saying, yeah, that's right. So I like that it's very subtle. Depending on
David Morris
your
came
point
out
of
with
view, you could go either way.
David Morris wrote a really excellent opinion piece about exactly that this morning. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin praises Bitcoin maximalism, maybe. So if you want to really unpack that, you should check out David's op-ed. It's really good.